Thank you for tuning in, and while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it, call on your peers to come and tune in, and let's change minds one person at a time. Thank you. What's up, YouTube? Back again with another episode of Grill Sessions. Couldn't wait to say another episode. We're doing it, right? We're back, we're on. So what are we talking about today? It's a couple of issues. Here on my short little list, I have Apartheid, Eskom, SAA, Ukraine, homelessness amongst the middle class, or basically just a struggle, financial struggle amongst the working middle class. It will depend on the issue of time if we'll have time to discuss these issues. But then at least let's just entertain maybe 3 out of all these 5 topics. Number 1, apartheid. People are wondering, what is it that I want to talk about when it comes to the issue of apartheid? Well, there's a lot to talk about there. 1994 came, we went to elections. Everybody voted, black, white, Indian, everybody. ANC was voted in. They went to the union buildings. Those apartheid dudes, they didn't just disappear into thin air, right? Most of them went into the private sector. So that is the issue that I want to talk about today. That's the issue that I want to discuss today. The issue of apartheid still being alive, in a form of privatization or having been privatized. Because it's like they just left the union buildings and went straight into the private sector. They're still there. Private companies. What is this thing of yours employing black people to do menial jobs? Those basic jobs in the factory of carrying loads, picking and packing stuff. What do you call that nonsense? That's bull. I don't know. I don't even know where to start. I've worked for a couple of companies. I worked in the private sector mainly. Worked for a couple of companies, and I'm an observer. I observe things everywhere I go. I will give myself time to just observe what's going on in this organization in terms of people working there, demographics and all those things. Who works where, what's happening, just get a basic glimpse of the structure of the company. I've seen these things. I've seen them happening. At some point I was even a victim of, what do I call it? No mobility, no career movement, no career advancement whatsoever. You get to a company as a black person, the only job they can give you, it's It's those entry-level jobs where you, like your general work type of jobs, where you're going to pick up stuff, pack stuff, you know. And when you ask around, there's two. But why is it that when I look here, things are like this? It's only black people on the shop floor, you know, doing the heavy, difficult stuff. How does it happen this way? Why is it that things are like this? You know, you ask around, you ask colleagues, the things they will tell you, they will scare you. They will scare you. I remember, well, I'm not going to mention company names here, but then there was this company I worked for, right? I worked for this company, I was a general worker there, working on the floor, carrying loads, packing stuff. There's only black people there. Black people doing those things. And when you sort of like follow it up, you'll be told things like, you know, man, the arrogance of these people. You'll be told white people don't apply for those jobs. Nonsense. That's bull. They don't apply for those jobs? Come on now. We know how you operate. We know how you move. You know, we know how you move. There will be a white person employed today, even if it's an entry-level position, right? But in most cases, it won't be that entry-level position of being a general worker or picking up stuff and all those things, carrying heavy loads. Even if that's the case, that person won't be on that position for a long time. They won't be. I guarantee you that. They won't be. Within a space of 2 years, that person would have been moved to a high position. Why are you doing that? Isn't that apartheid? That's what apartheid was all about. Taking care of one race, you know, even if it's at the cost of other people. One race being taken care of, everything of theirs is being advanced, you know. That's apartheid to me, in the private sector. Man, these things need to be sorted out. They seriously need to be sorted out if we're serious about building this country. Things like those need to be sorted out. We can't continue like this as a country. We can't. We're not building. We're not building anything. We're not building anything. South Africa right now is known as the country with high inequalities. You know, it has the highest levels of inequalities. South Africa. The gap between the rich and the poor, it's so wide. Very, very wide. It's things like this, which are contributing to that gap. And if you look at it, we have the rich, right? We have the poor. On that group of the poor, it's mainly black people. It's mainly black people. Is that accidental? Or is it a deliberate construct? You tell me. That's not accidental. Deliberate construct. People decide to do things that way, you know. Someone makes a decision for things to happen that way. And the funny thing about it, is you will go to these private companies, right? You will find black people working in the HR departments there. Our very own people working in the HR departments there. But when you look at what's going on there, oh man, there's nothing for a black person there. You know, there's no life for a black person there. They are not advancing the black struggle, or trying at least to fight this issue of this huge gap of inequalities. You know, it's them. It's in their hands. You know, they can do something about it. They can contribute on trying to solve this issue of inequalities. So, to me, that's apartheid. That's apartheid being taken to the private sector. They moved from government, they moved from the union buildings. It's ANC there. It's a black government, you know. It's bad. It's bad. Very, very bad. Well, enough about apartheid. Eskom. Whew. May have my tea. Eskom. What's happening there? What are you guys doing? Oh man. South Africans are not angry. We're not angry enough. Eskom is going to destroy this country. Eskom is going to destroy this country. I don't know. Those managers, those executives there, those senior managers there, those head of departments there, head of whatever, head of production, head of... Do they know what they're doing there? Like, if we are to be honest, do they know what they're still doing there? Do they know what they're still there for? If year in, year out, we're going to face all these things we're facing as a country, power cuts every day, almost every day, power cuts, and if we're not being careful, nah? If we're not being careful, this thing will lead into much bigger, much problematic things such as brain drain. Imagine yourself a professional, a learned professional. You have your degree, you have your 8, 10 years, 15 years of experience in whatever field you're in. You come back from work, you have a house in let's say North Riding, Bryanston, there by Sandton. Come back from work, no electricity. What does that do to that professional? I mean, we have Europe, we have US, we have other countries in Asia which are doing good. A person will sit back and be like, no, 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 no. I'm a skilled professional. In the US, they want my skills. In Europe, they want my skills. Let me just take my skills there. Let me just pack up my bags, take my skills to Europe. I won't be faced with power cuts. I won't be faced with all these man. We're going to lose people. We're going to lose skills. We're going to lose skills if we're not being careful. This issue of Eskom needs to be sorted out. It seriously needs to be sorted out. And someone needs to stand up and speak up. You go to Twitter, you'll hear people saying, yeah, well, the CEO is because he's white. That's why he's not being touched. If it was a black CEO, he would have been removed long ago. So you sometimes even give things like those an opportunity, you're like, but how true this can be? Because you've seen in the past black executives who didn't perform according to them were kicked out, but now we have this gentleman here, white man, he's the CEO, blackouts almost every day, but he's still there. He's still there. We told he must be given a chance. I don't know. We're not angry enough, maybe we're not angry enough. Depressing. SAA. Do we even have to talk about those ones? Do we really have to talk about SAA? South Africa for you. The airline has just been sold for nothing, according to the news. And if you listen carefully, if you read all these things, listen to these people being interviewed, you don't have any other choice than to agree that what people are alleging is happening is actually happening. It has been given away for free, basically. Let's be honest, guys. If right now it was still Zuma there at the top, being the president of the republic, were things going to be this normal? Come on, let's talk. Were things going to continue being this normal? I don't think so. I don't think so. There would be noise. There would be noise everywhere. There would be marches on the street. People marching to the union buildings. But now, hey, I don't want to say a lot, I don't want to say a lot. I might even end up getting myself into trouble with these people. That's how much of idiots sometimes they are, If you speak the truth, if you speak against them, you end up being targeted. What's happening in this country? What's happening? Let's talk. Talk to me. What's happening in this country? How are we going to sort out all these things? How are we sorting out all this mess? I don't know. You talk to me. Go to the comments below. Let's have a conversation. Catch me on my social network pages. Let's have a conversation. I'm active there, especially on Twitter. Very, very active. Very active. And I speak out. I don't play there. I speak out. That's how I am. That's how I am. I speak out. If I see something wrong, rest assured, I will comment about it. That's just how I am. Moving right along to the issue of homelessness and just J in general, the financial struggles facing the middle class. I was watching a news clip. I was watching this other clip yesterday from ABC what? ABC Action News, something like that, yeah. Where they were talking about homelessness in Florida. That's what Americans says. It's Florida, not Florida. People are homeless. Working people. A person who wakes up in the morning, goes to office. They have a fairly nice job, with a fairly decent salary. But they can't afford accommodation. They can't afford to have a place of their own. Houses are expensive. It got me thinking. It's not only in the US. Everywhere in the world, including here in our country. People are not affording life. Basically, they just can't afford the basic things, paying for your car, petrol for your car, paying for your house, those who have bonds, rent, school fees. tough. It's tough. It's tough. Those who are working, and earning a salary, they just one paycheck away from poverty. That's just what it is. One paycheck away from poverty. If they don't receive a salary for that month, it's over with them. It's over. It's poverty. They have nothing to buy food, pay for their bond, pay for their car, school fees, all those things. Nothing. We're heading to a crisis. Big crisis. There's the people of the world. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying when I'm looking at all these things, We are heading towards a big, unstoppable crisis. It's tough, man. It's tough. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving me your time. We'll talk again probably next week. Drop another episode. Talk about all these social ills. Have a conversation, Try to see if isn't there anything which we can do as the people. There's nothing much we can do, but then that little we can do, who knows, it might change how things are. It might change the world. So thank you again. It's Mr. Zitha. Enjoy your day.